Welcome to 12 Days of Christmas with Arubakes, and this is my gingerbread ice cream cake. It is a show-stopping dessert. It's got a silky smooth, no-churn gingerbread ice cream in the center. It's got chocolate cake, and then it's topped with a chocolate ganache and some nuts. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful and it is delicious. So let's get straight into it. So get a bowl about this size, and then we are going to just apply just the tiniest bit of oil just to make it easier for us to pull the ice cream cake out once it's frozen and set. And then line this up with cling film. We're doing about 2 or 3 layers of cling film that's hanging over like this, just because we need some space and some extra cling film to be able to tug this out. So just pop it in like this, and then turn your bowl, and then go with another layer of cling like that. Just you're almost double layering the cling film. If you're worried about being able to pull this out, just do a 3rd layer, just for safety. Because the last thing you want is to go through all this trouble of making this beautiful pudding and then just not being able to get it out of the dish. Okay, that's now done. We have a lot of overlapping bits like this, which is perfect for us to pull this out with. Okay, done. Now I'm using a store-bought chocolate roll for this. You can bake your own cake. You can just use some sponge cake, but chocolate roll, just because it's got that little extra bit of icing, brings in a nice bit of flavor. Plus it looks really cute when you're cutting into it and it's got like a little bit of design going on. Slice up your chocolate roll into maybe 1/2 inch kind of size slices like this. Make them as even as you can. And then we're going to line this with chocolate cake. So start by popping a couple of these into the base. Press them down so they're kind of like sticking to each other. Try to get as few gaps as possible. And if you need to, you can just cut them up so that they fit. So little pieces like this can go into the gaps. This gingerbread ice cream cake is going to bring in all of your childhood memories and then wrap it up in a beautiful, sophisticated looking little dessert. Okay, so that is now done. Beautiful. You can use the back of a spoon and just press everything down just to make sure it's all lined in nicely. And if there's extra cake, yum. And then just set this aside and let's get our Cheats no-churn ice cream going. First things first. Make sure the bowl of your stand mixer is washed really well. You don't want any oil residue on this because then your cream won't whip up beautifully. It's the same when you're making meringue. Wash it with some very hot water and then just leave it to dry and completely cool down. It's the same for the bowl and the whisk. And then go in with about 400 milliliters of cold whipping cream. And then just get this whipping on a medium heat, medium speed until it starts to thicken up a little. Once it gets to about this kind of thickness, then we can add in the condensed milk. This is about 200 milliliters of condensed milk. Pour that in while slowly mixing this. And just before we're done whipping this completely, we're going to go in with the gingerbread spices. So we'll go in with about half a teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon each of nutmeg and clove, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and as always I'm using Sri Lankan cinnamon powder, half a teaspoon of ground ginger. It's already smelling so good. And then finally we're going in with 1 tablespoon, a very large tablespoon of molasses, just to bring in that carameliness. We don't need a lot of this because the condensed milk was sweet anyway, but this just brings in that extra kind of festive caramelly feel to this. And then just whip this up, just to combine everything. Give this a very quick taste to see. Oh my god, it actually tastes like gingerbread cookies. Yum. To this I'm adding in some chopped pecan and then just very gently stirring that through. I'm adding the pecan in just because it brings in a little bit of a crunch, a little bit of a festive feel to it. But you can actually add in chopped up almonds, chopped up cashews, any nuts would do. If you have some gingerbread cookies lying around at home, just crumble that up and pop that in to this as well, just to bring in that little bit of crunch that we're looking for. So our ice cream base is ready. Let's pour this into our pudding. Get our lined pudding and then just carefully pour that in. That's looking beautiful. I'm just going to pop this in the freezer now to set maybe for about an hour, and then we're going to cover the base with some more cake. This has now been sitting in the freezer for about 45 minutes. It's slightly set, but it's still a little jiggly, but we can put the cake on top of this now. The reason we didn't put the cake on this earlier was that it was too soft and then the cake would have sunk into this. This is now set enough for us to cover the top of this with cake. I ran out of chocolate Swiss roll, so I'm just using a vanilla. It's fine. It's just the base of this, so it's fine. We just want to cover this up just so that there's a nice base for this cake. It's almost like a little jigsaw puzzle. And then just pull the cling film that we left hanging out earlier and close this up so that it's nice and tight. Don't press too hard because the ice cream hasn't fully set yet. Just press it enough so that it's a flat base, because we are flipping this over and this is going to be the bottom of our ice cream cake later. And then this goes into the freezer to set for at least 6 hours, preferably overnight. Our gingerbread ice cream cake has been sitting in the freezer overnight. Now let's prepare the pecans and the ganache that we're going to pour on top of this. Start off with your pecans. We're just going to chop up a handful of it, just to add a little bit of crunch to the outside as well. You can go with any nuts for this. It doesn't have to be pecan. Some almonds, some cashew, some hazelnut. Just give it a rough chop so that you have small little chunks of nuts, almost like the outside of a Ferrero Rocher. Set that aside and then chop up your chocolate. This is dark cooking chocolate that we're using. Chop up the chocolate as small as you can so that it melts faster into the warm cream. Once that's chopped up, set this aside. Into a saucepan, add in your cream. This is heavy whipping cream that I'm using, but even double cream would work fine for this. And then get that heating on a very, very low flame, just to heat through enough for the chocolate to melt. While your cream is heating up, Pop your chopped chocolate into a bowl. Pour the warm cream over the chocolate and let it cover the chocolate, and then let that sit for about 5 minutes for the chocolate to melt into it. This has been sitting now for about 5 minutes. Ooh, the chocolate is beautifully melted, so let's just mix that through. The reason that we heat the cream separately and then pour it over the chocolate rather than heating the chocolate and the cream together is that if it gets too hot, then your chocolate tends to split, and then you get like that grainy texture and not this beautifully glossy chocolate ganache that we have here. That is looking absolutely stunning now. Set this aside to cool down a little bit, and while that's cooling down, let's try and pry that gingerbread ice cream cake out of that dish that we put it into yesterday. Okay, it's looking good. Oh, I think it might. Okay, I don't want to speak too soon. Let's see. It's just. So this is why we left some extra cling film, so that we have something to hold onto and tug. There you go. Ta-da! Look at that, nice. Dab just a little bit of the chocolate on your plate or serving dish, just so that the cake sticks to it. And then pop it over like that, and then flip your ice cream cake over. Wow, look at that. I'm very happy with that. This is looking stunning. Pop this on top of a turntable just to make it easier, because when we're pouring this ganache, we have to work super fast because the cake is so cold, it's just gonna set really fast. Okay, are you ready? Let's do it. So our ganache has cooled down now, and it's about that kind of consistency. Pour it over like this. Oh man, it's looking so good. Okay, and then use your spatula to kind of guide it all over the cake. Just do a bit of a thin base layer first, almost like a crumb coating for a cake, just to fill up any nooks and crannies that we have. Can you see how quickly that's setting? Okay, that's looking good now, so let's go in with the top layer. Yum! And then again, just use your spatula to very quickly guide it where it needs to go. Probably shouldn't have worn white when I'm working with chocolate, and messy chocolate at that. This is looking good now, but before the chocolate sets, I want to go in with our chopped pecan. So just dot that around on the sides, on top. See what I mean about this looking a little bit like a Ferrero Rocher cake? This is gonna be a stunning showstopper when you're bringing it out after your Christmas dinner, you know, when everyone's full, but then they see this and they're like, oh wow, I have to have that. Do this, pop it in the freezer, take it out maybe about half an hour before you're ready to serve, so that the inside softens a little and it's easier to cut into, and you have a show-stopping dessert. Okay, let's clean this up and then we are ready to serve. Always, always, always clean your plates, clean the dishes so that it's neat, it looks really nice. That's how you get that kind of professional finish and a professional look to everything. Even if it's just something you're eating at home, serving to a few friends, just take that extra minute to just clean up a little bit. These are like little things I learned from when I ran the bakery. That cleaning up the edges, cleaning up little spills on the plates, but those are very important touches for the end product. I always find that the best way to get those clean, sharp slices is to first dip your knife in a little bit of hot water just to heat the knife through, and then wipe it before you slice into your cake or pudding or whatever it is. Oh wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful or stunning. Wow. Let me just pop that onto that. Oh, I can't wait to taste this. And that is how to make this gingerbread ice cream cake. Let's give it a go. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. The no churn ice cream is so silky smooth. No one will ever guess that you did not use an ice cream churner for this. It's got a hint of spice coming through. Those gingerbread flavors really tie in that Christmas feeling to this dessert. Ah, wow. It is incredible, you guys. We're almost at the end of this 12-part mini-series, Christmas with Arubakes. I hope you guys have been enjoying these recipes. Please subscribe to Arubakes so that you don't miss out on any of them. Thanks for watching. Bye.